The silent candidate politics is a game of power, and in the city of Branton, that game had never been bloodier. The nation stood on edge, waiting for the results of the most fiercely contested election in decades. On one side was Senator Victor Hale, a man with a commanding presence, a voice that could silence a room, and a reputation for playing dirty. On the other was Elaine Carter, a reformist who had risen from humble beginnings to become a voice for the people, her speeches igniting hope across the country. For months, the polls were neck and neck. Hale promised stability through strength, while Carter promised transparency and reform. But just weeks before Election Day, everything changed. A scandal exploded across the media. Carter's campaign was accused of financial misconduct. Anonymous documents leaked online showed millions in unreported donations, foreign ties, and suspicious transfers. Overnight, Carter's credibility collapsed. The source of the leak was traced back to one of her own, a junior aide named Daniel Reese. 28 years old, soft-spoken, and loyal. He had no history of betrayal, no sign of dissent. His colleagues described him as quiet, dependable, invisible, yet somehow the biggest scandal of the election had his fingerprints all over it. Before Carter's team could confront him, Daniel vanished. His car was found near the River Arwin, the doors unlocked, his phone left inside. A single text had been sent to his sister's phone. "Don't look for me. I made a mistake." The police shrugged it off as a guilty man fleeing the storm. Case closed, but not everyone believed it. Maya Torres, a young investigative journalist, saw cracks in the official story. She had covered politics long enough to smell when something was off. Why would Daniel, a man barely trusted with sensitive files, suddenly orchestrate a scandal capable of destroying a national campaign? And why had he disappeared before defending himself? Maya began to dig. She pulled surveillance footage from the parking garage near Daniel's apartment. What she found chilled her. 2 nights before he vanished, Daniel met with a tall, broad-shouldered man in a tailored suit. The man was later identified as Marcus Voss, a ruthless political strategist known for his ties to backroom deals and smear campaigns. Voss had only one client in this election, Victor Hale. The puzzle began to take shape. Daniel had not betrayed Carter. He had been trapped. Maya pushed further, interviewing Daniel's colleagues, combing through campaign records, and reaching out to anonymous whistleblowers. At first, people spoke cautiously, but as soon as she began connecting their words to Hale's network, the fear set in. Phones went silent, sources vanished, doors closed in her face. And then came the warning. An unmarked envelope arrived at her office. Inside was a single photograph Maya walking home late at night, taken from across the street. Written on the back in red ink, "Stop digging, or you'll end up like Daniel." But she didn't stop. Through encrypted emails and dead drops, Maya eventually obtained files hidden deep within offshore accounts. They revealed funneling of dark money, millions laundered through shell corporations, and funneled directly into Hale's campaign. The documents were damning, but not enough. They could be denied, dismissed as fabrications. What she needed was undeniable proof. And then she got it. One night, as rain battered the city, Maya received an anonymous message containing an encrypted video file. When she opened it, the screen flickered, revealing Daniel Reese. He was tied to a chair in a dimly lit warehouse, his face bruised, his eyes wide with terror. Marcus Voss paced in front of him, asking pointed questions about Elaine Carter's strategies, her donors, her vulnerabilities. Daniel shook his head, refusing to answer. Voss leaned in, his voice cold. "You think loyalty will save you? It won't. Nothing will." Then, at the very end of the video, the camera caught another figure stepping into frame. Victor Hale himself, calm, collected, watching. The footage cut off before anything more could be seen. Maya's hands trembled as she replayed the video. It was the smoking gun, proof that Daniel hadn't leaked anything he had been silenced. But before she could publish, her world collapsed. Her apartment was broken into, her files stolen, and her movements shadowed by black SUVs. She was chased through the city, her phone tracked, her contacts silenced one by one. Fear pressed down on her like a weight, but she clung to one truth. This story had to be told. Maya smuggled the video out on a hidden drive, distributing it to multiple news outlets at once. Days later, it hit the airwaves. The nation erupted. The footage looped on every major network. Daniel Reese's last moments alive, Marcus Voss orchestrating his interrogation, and Victor Hale stepping into frame. The fallout was immediate. Riots broke out. Hale denied the accusations, calling the footage a deep fake created by enemies of the state. His loyalists stormed government buildings, waving his banners and chanting his name. But the evidence was too strong. Investigations launched overnight, arrests were made, and Marcus Voss disappeared into the shadows. Victor Hale was taken into custody, his campaign dismantled. Elaine Carter reclaimed her lead, but the victory felt hollow. The nation had been scarred. And Maya? She was hailed as a hero, but she lived in the shadow of fear. She knew exposing Hale was not the end. Power doesn't die when one man is handcuffed. It waits, watching, plotting its return. Somewhere in the dark, Marcus Voss was already rebuilding, already scheming. The silent candidate had fallen, but the game of power had only just begun. In politics, the crimes you see are never the only ones being committed. Behind every speech, every promise, lies a battlefield of betrayal, fear, and silence. And sometimes, the ones who vanish are not the ones who chose to disappear. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chilling story.